Why Blues fan? We're bleeding blue with you. Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues!
Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues!
Well, there is win number 32, I think. Great game by the Blues today. Wow. Shutout. We haven't had one of those in a little while. Nice that we got it. No, we did not. We did not have to listen to Chelsea as Dagger, which I absolutely hate. You know what? They did. They played their game today. They spent the first 10 minutes of the first period feeling out and seeing what Chicago had to offer. And then after that, they pushed it forward. Wednesday's game's going to be on TNT against the Rangers. Pavel Buchnevich going home. I'm looking forward to that one. DP at the end, take me off. Yeah, he was right. Nice to see Bennington in the shutout. Yeah, Bennington played well tonight. Bennington did play well tonight. I was impressed. The Blues played a really good game, right? He's worn out. Shots on goal were 35-30. Face-offs ended up at 50 apiece. Blues were 1 for 3 on the power play. Blackhawks 0 for 3. Blackhawks had 24 hits to our 17. We had 13 blocks to their 10. They had 16 giveaways to our 11. Goal scorers in the first period, it was 0-0. In the second, at 2:26 marks, Jordan Kyrou opens up the scoring on assists from Shin and Barbashev. And then at the 6:56 mark, Pavel Buchnevich from Thomas really good give and go there. Made it 2-0, and then a power play goal at the 18:08 mark from David Perron from Shin and Falk. Really put the nail in the coffin. And then Perron in the third at the 3-minute mark is able to push one past Fleury to give us a 4-0 victory. This is our 4th shutout of the season. This is a game Bennington needed. This is a game right now where you have 2 goalies that are starting to play very, very well, and either one could be in net against the Rangers on Wednesday. Sundqvist is still hurt. I don't know if he'll be back. I think Bozak was hurt. You know, they said Bozak probably had a pretty good foot bruise, but he came back. Sports Freak said Benny got a shutout, big game, love it, huge confidence booster. Yeah, I agree, right? I thought Bennington played very well today. Yay, shutout by Bennington. I thought he played very well today. This was a game where, first of all, you can't look. You look at the opponent, and you can't look at the record because of the rivalry, right? And I talked about that a little bit. The keys to the game were, 1, win the neutral zone, and I'll say that was a split. I'll go 50-50 on that. I don't think they completely won it, but I don't think they lost it either. And the second part was protect Bennington. I absolutely saw that. I think he made 3, maybe 4 really, really, really good, saves that you're not supposed to make. But overall, the team played very well in front of him. He was able to see pucks. He was able to get in. And not only that, they took Chicago out of the game in the second. Right? When you go from plus 24 to plus 27, you scored 3 goals in the second, and you get that third one late, that was a dagger. I would have liked to seen it been 5 or 6-0, to be honest. But the Blues, I don't want to say they backed off, but once they got that 4th goal, they were ready, right? They were ready. They knew that they just had to do it. And then on that late power play, you look at Perron. He was doing everything he could, man. He threw everything but the kitchen sink, and he might even have thrown the kitchen sink at Fleury. To be honest, Fleury didn't play a bad game, right? Fleury did not play a bad game. This is an example of your defense not supporting your goalie. He gave up one fluky goal. That was the one that was the second one Perron got that pushed it in. Oh yeah, well you knew it. I mean, and he knew it too. It was well done. I'm looking at Alexa Dot, and she wore blue today because of that fan who said, "Hey, you should wear blue." I wish she would. I wish she would have kept wearing what she was wearing. I don't think she needed to wear the blue. DP getting his mojo back. I see that too. He's now up to 11 goals. Could he get 20 by the end of the season? Maybe. Right, but that's now, I think it's 7 or 8 players that have double-digit goals on the Blues. They're moving up. They're getting things. Tereshchenko had even though he wasn't on the score sheet, had a pretty good game. He was doing the things. He had some good shots after not getting a shot off in the last game. He really moved in a way that I liked, right? And I think he's done some great things. Fleury made amazing saves. His team just kind of let him out to dry. Sports Freak, you're absolutely right. Josh, you're absolutely right. That happens. We see that, and we see it, but when we see it with other goalies. We see it with opponents' goalies, but we never see that with our goalies, right? Ah, my nose. And I don't know if Golf King's going to show up, but Golf King, I do. You know, I extended the offer, and I believe that, you know, and actually I think we're at, and let me double check something, because I think this is our 32nd win, if I'm right. Yes, this is our 32nd win. We are 32-14-6. We are now, remember at one point we were barely breaking 500 on the road. We're now 13-8-4 on the road, with 3 more games on the road on this trip. 13-8-4. You know, we are solidifying ourselves as a team to beat. We now have 70 points, which is 12 behind the Colorado Avalanche. I don't see. Oh, Golf is here. Golf, the invitation's open. I mean, if you want to come on the show, send me a message. We'll set something up, bud. And I'll debate with you. We'll talk hockey on an off night, right? I'll gladly do that, man. Because, like I said, and I want you to understand this, your opinion is just as important to mine. I just have a platform and you don't. Well, that makes my opinion seem, well, why do you always say it's just your, you know, you say you don't like my opinion. It's just the platform. That's why I offer you the chance to come on and come on and talk and debate with me, because it's fun and it's great if Ashley can be the moderator. She loves that stuff, right? Maximum Effort. I don't know if I've seen you before, Maximum. If I have, I can't remember your name. So, hey, welcome to the show. Don't forget to give a like and a subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to share the channel out and tell people how fun it is. And tell people this is the only place where your voice gets heard before, during, and after the game. Nowhere else are you going to be able to come and get your voice heard before, during, and after the game. And I've only missed 2 games this season, and that's when I was moving. Well, Golf, I mean, I think, to me, it's either way, you know. I've had people, you know, I don't expect you to have a setup like me. You know, just using your regular laptop or that works best. I prefer that. Using a iPad or a tablet works very well, too. Love NASCAR. I'm in a... I love NASCAR. Oh, Chris Thompson's brother. Okay. Oh, I remember that. I remember when I met you, Max. I remember when I met you at Chris's birthday when I did a live show at Chris's house. I remember that. Tammy says, good luck on the podcast interview, guy. Thank you. I'll let you guys all know when it's out. Great job as usual. Let's go Blues. I try, man. I try and do as good as I can. Big NASCAR. I really love NASCAR. I don't have a favorite driver right now. I guess my favorite driver would be Martin Truex Jr. I kind of like him because he was at a underdog team and still won the championship. That's kind of where I'm at. We won a matinee game. Yep. We're 6-0-1 in the last 7. Right? I think that's right. 6-0-1 in the last 7. Bubba Wallace. I like Bubba Wallace too. I really do. I like what he's doing. I know he's started at the back. Today's is 3 their time, so that's 1 my time. It's a later game, later race. And you know what? Sports Freak, get a hold of Bob Morton. He runs a NASCAR Fantasy League on ESPN Fantasy, right? And you can join that. I was in it last season. Did not do very well. Kind of forgot about it towards the end of the year and dropped out. But I'm gonna try and do a little bit better this year. I don't know a lot, but I know enough. Know enough to be dangerous, right? I mean, you could probably say the same thing about my hockey knowledge, just enough to be dangerous. But okay, so I want to look forward a little bit. I want to look at this road trip. This road trip, to me, just became extremely important, right? You face the Rangers, 33-14-5. Good team, right? 6:30 Central Standard Time on TNT on Wednesday. Important game for you to win, right? In the month of March, I said you had 15 games counting this one, and you needed to win between 10 and 12. Well, you got 1 down. This was 1 you got down. Then next Saturday, almost a week later, we play the Islanders in an early game. Oh, wow, that's going to be really early for me, I think. Yeah, really early. And then on Sunday, the 6th, we've got New Jersey. You need to get 4 to 5 points out of those games, right? I can see 4 points out, and not only that, you got to take it back to New Jersey. You got to give New Jersey a taste of their medicine after that beating they gave us 7-4, right? You really got to go give it to them. I am looking forward to this upcoming schedule, right? Yeah, check out Bob Morton. Send him a message on Facebook. Here's Berube. I'll kind of listen to what he's got to say. I'm not playing interviews anymore. I think that's what got me in trouble. No, they're talking about David Brown trying to get in the hat trick. He admitted it, so I like that. Tonight's game showed us what the Blues can be, right? We always talk about them playing down to lesser teams. Tonight they didn't. Not only that, this is a rivalry game, and you started Bennington. You told Bennington, go out there and be you. And I thought he was. There was one time where he went behind the net, and I was a little worried about it, but he had the confidence to do it, and that's what he's been lacking. And when he goes behind the net and plays the puck, 99% of the time, he plays it very, very well, right? So in that case, I'm okay with that. I'm like, okay, get back to that, right? And I also think that part of his issues were COVID. I think that COVID brain fog is starting to lift because he played well tonight. That one glove save he made was just outstanding. Right? I do too. I do too. I thought it was dead on that choice that he needed to make, and I'm glad he made it. I really, really am. I think that we have, look, if you had to go and look at who are your contenders in this league, right? and I want to make sure I get this right. I don't want to screw this up. Right? Well, I mean, we were good 5-on-5. We added another 3 goals. We're probably, I think we're one of the better teams 5-on-5. There's actually a stat for that. I need to look it up because I know we're getting close to the 2-point. So we're almost 1.0 is even. Anything less than 1.0 is you're a negative team. Anything over 1.0, and I think we're about a 1.4, 1.3, somewhere around there. Okay, so if I'm looking at who are the contenders, right? In the Atlantic, I think contenders for the Cup, you have 3. I could see 3 contenders. I see Florida, I see Tampa Bay, and I see Toronto. I know Toronto they've had their playoff troubles, but then again, so did the Blues before they finally won it, right? You got to remember that the Blues got knocked out of the first round for like 4 or 5 straight years, made it to the Western Conference Finals, get knocked out of the second round the next year, and then aren't in the playoffs before they turn around and win the Cup. So I consider those 3 contenders. I consider Carolina a contender. I'm putting Pittsburgh and the Rangers in the pretender market because one of the 2 is getting knocked out, and then the other one chasing Carolina. So I'm putting them there. I don't in the West, in the Pacific, I slightly see Calgary has in the line between contender and pretender. Right there. In the West, in the Central, I see 3 contenders, maybe 2. Colorado is a contender. St. Louis is a contender. Minnesota is sitting on that edge. The one thing that the Blues have done now, they're at that 673 click that they're at. They've passed Minnesota. They're now ahead of Minnesota. They've bridged the gap, right? We talked about this before, where with the games in hand, if they won them, they were ahead. Well, they're not anymore. They can win. They're 2 games back. We got 2 games in hand. They're 5 points back. Win them, and you're still a point back. So it doesn't matter right now. We bridged that gap. We are 12 points behind Colorado with 1 game in hand. You get to that point where maybe you can pick up. Now, you have 1 game that you can honestly pick up because you play them one more time into the season. But it's those other 4 games that make it really difficult. Right? They have a harder part in their schedule than we do. Currently, they're 7-2-1, winning 3. And we are 7-2-1, winning 4 in a row. That's our streak. Minnesota's on a 3-game losing streak. That's kind of hurting them big. I put Nashville as a pretender right now. I have Dallas as a pretender, and I have Winnipeg out of it. Right? That's kind of where I'm at on that. I want to know what you think. And yes, I haven't seen your comments yet. I've been checking things out. Okay. Let's see. Penguins. Nah, Penguins are not a contender to me. They're a pretender. I don't want to catch Colorado. Really, I don't. I don't want to end up with Dallas or Winnipeg or Nashville in that first round. Right? Those are good teams. Where do you see the Blue Jackets? I don't see the Blue Jackets making the playoffs. Right? They're still 2 years away. Vegas is slipping, right? At one point, I thought Vegas was a contender, but they lost Lanier, and they've got the only thing with Vegas is they could get healthy in the playoffs, and that could help them. However, they're going to make their road really, really, really tough. No, I do not want Colorado in the first round. I do not. Right? And we won't see Colorado in the first round. There's no way we're seeing Colorado in the first round. That's not going to happen. right? We are not going to slip to the last wild card. I don't see that. Could happen. I mean, but I'd say it's lower, right? I'm not sure. Oh, I said that last year. Yeah, no, we're not getting Colorado. This last year was the anomaly where you played the playoffs within your division. This season we're going back to the regular playoffs, right? The regular playoffs. So the two wild cards, wild card 2 will play Colorado. Wild card 1 will play the winner in the West or in the Pacific. I just don't see they're talking about the goaltender competition, not controversy. I like he said that. Competition. Right? Yeah, we're not seeing Colorado, okay? And I think that right now where we're at, having a chance where we can match up with Minnesota is good for us. Here's Bennington. I will play this one.
Really strongly in the last 2 periods, and we had a ton of chances, and it's always feels good to get a shutout and a win for sure. So we'll take it.
I think that's his 9th career shutout.
Really well today. It seemed like they're
10th.
Number of times they were trying to maybe catch you with a fake shot and that cross ice pass for a one-timer, and you seem to be tracking it pretty well.
Yeah, Kane and DeBrincat, they like to use each other out there, and we're aware of that, especially on the PK. And I think we did a great job battling a couple long PK shifts, and we were really solid. So team did a good job making my job easy tonight.
Jordan. Okay, guys, making my job easy. And I'm glad he had that. I'm glad he had a good, solid night. If you're watching on Facebook, thank you to Tanner, Jeff, and Tammy for giving us some thumbs up and some loves. If you're giving us that same love on YouTube, we greatly appreciate it. Unfortunately, we don't get to see who's doing it. We got 9 watching us on YouTube and 1 on Facebook. So thank you so much. We really appreciate you joining us today. I wanted to do an out-of-town scoreboard check real quick. So St. Louis beats. Wrong one. I'm pulling up the out-of-town scoreboard. Let's check it out. This is our run around the league that could be sponsored by JP Fields Restaurants. When you're hungry, you take a run to JP Fields in Clayton. Jets and Coyotes. Coyotes are up on the Jets, 3-2, starting the 3rd period. Earlier today, the Stars beat the Sabres, 4-2. The Hurricanes over the Oilers, 2-1. You have the Penguins at the Blue Jackets later tonight. Canucks place the Rangers. Islanders visit the Ducks, and the Kraken are going to try and keep from getting bitten by the Sharks. That's the out-of-town scoreboard. Again, it could be sponsored by JP Fields. When you're hungry, run to JP Fields. I did see that. He was done. And I thought it was pretty funny. Perron second went as hard as mine did. Call us Cole Trickle. Hey, you know what? I'll take it, man. I'll take it. If you can get a goal, you get the dirty goals are some of the best goals in the league because it means you're in there. You're getting beat up, but you're staying with it. It's toughness, and that's what it takes, right? Shen's pass to Perron with that first one was beautiful. Call on the Jackets game tonight. I haven't really. I followed him, but not enough. But I got to think. I think that's a win for the Penguins. I mean, again, I talk about. I just think that the Penguins right now are especially after that big 1-0 win. As long as they don't have a letdown, they're going to win this game. They're not going to catch Carolina, but they need to solidify that home field ice against the Rangers. And I think that that's what's important for them, getting that home field ice against the Rangers. right? That's my feel on that one. I normally do an hour post game, but I'm only going to do a half hour because I got to get with my buddy about doing the other interview today on Oscar Mike Radio. I know it's recorded; it's not going to be live, but check out OscarMikeRadio.com. They're great. It's great, man. He highlights veterans and especially disabled vets who are trying to put out the veteran vibe. I got my Warriors hockey jersey up. I get to show that tonight. I get to talk about the Warriors hockey. I get to talk a little bit about my military experience and things like that. And hopefully this is a reach. So we'll bring more veterans to our show, and maybe we'll find some more writers, and we'll get the St. Louis Fan Report back up and running. I am writing now for Full Press Hockey. I put an article out. Unfortunately, you guys, ignored it. Well, I don't want to say you guys, but it was pretty well ignored. I think the last I checked, it had like 38 views. I'm going to write something different. I think I'm going to write something about handicapping the Central Division, where we're at right now. What I think of each team's prospects through the playoffs and that. So that's kind of where I'm going to go with that. What else? Not being an ass. I'm not being an ass. Just saying that it only got 38 reads. So it is what it is. Where else are we? We saw a good solid effort by the Blues tonight. Good, solid effort, and that's what we need. That's what they need to do each and every day, every game. A couple days off. They have Monday and Tuesday off. I'm pretty sure. Now, see, they may travel back to St. Louis tonight, spend a night in St. Louis, spend a day in St. Louis, and then go to New York. Because the 3 games they play, they're going to get one hotel and stay there, right? Because you can cover the Rangers, Islanders, and New Jersey with a postage stamp, with a blanket, really, more like a blanket. So if I was them, that's what I'd do. I'd come back home for a night, sleep in your beds tonight, tomorrow night, and then go out there on Tuesday. Practice in your building. Good game tonight. They had 6:48 of ozone time to Chicago 6:20. Face-off wins ended up even up. They had 18 chances, Chicago's 9, 54 attempts to Chicago's 11. They blocked a lot of shots. They absolutely blocked a lot of shots, and that's what they needed to do tonight. Good, solid game. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do as the night goes on, or as the week goes on. This is an important month, right? I still think you need 10 to 11 wins. I'd really like to get 12 out of the 14 games you're playing this month. 15 if you count this game. You get those wins. You get those wins, and you solidified yourself as a contender, right? Because I think a lot of because you look at it nationally, the Blues are not in power rankings. They're usually around the 10th, 11th, 12th, or lower. When I think they should be better. So they may be home tomorrow. All right, they may practice tomorrow. So we'll see. Okay, guys, I'm Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, for my co-host Ashley Slapshot Joan, who's working tonight, and Lance the Scott. Lance, our hearts are bleeding for you, bud. We hope you're getting better. Keep working it. I know you're in pain, but you're gonna make it, man. You're gonna make it, buddy. We're all behind you. Saying aloha and mahalo, and you gotta know that I am definitely bleeding blue with you, and I'll see you tomorrow night on the Hockey Fan Report at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Aloha!